Welcome back, guys. Hope you're having a good Friday. Let's keep it short so we can get back out there and have some fun. A couple of pieces of news that I wanted to kind of pass over really quickly. Feds are coming for NFTs and Metaverse. They've named a couple of specific projects. Also, watch out for this thing called ReFi. It looks a lot like how NFTs work their tokenomics. All right, so let's get into the charts. All right, let's look at Bitcoin, the 1 hour. Again, paper thin spread for Bitcoin on the quartiles. 3 of our last bars out of the 10 came in at the 90th percentile, but we see massive expanding bottoms here. So you're gonna watch out for volatility, which is really at a minimal. We're getting a total price readout from highs and lows in the past 15 days at 19,400 at the top and 19,390 at the bottom. Very tight range, really no range at all. We see this expanding top channel here forming out on the short-term trend. I'm looking for really 19,200 to close today. And if we don't get that, then we'll likely bounce up off of this bottom trend line that's forming up here. And 19,700 to 19,850 is a good range for tomorrow. Solana, see on our behavior, we're bouncing up here. This could be likely a turn on the move for trend. 1, 2, now we're gonna moving up on the 3 here. Likely to try to pop back into this upward channel here, but I think we're gonna get topped out on this support and resistance line here at 34.44 if we try to reach that. And we're likely to come back down to the bottom of this trend and continue to trend and build up into this pressure here. Some expanding bottom, pretty highly frequent, but not as bad as like things like Bitcoin. So you're looking at some point a nice pivot, as we've been mentioning here on this show. A pivot would look like possibly breaking this $35 range. We're likely to continue to tread along this $32, $33 range that we've been in for at least the next couple of days. But as I mentioned, a breakout to push up to 35 isn't the cards within the next few days. But I think you're going to have to wait more like a week or two for that to happen. Veracity showing a strong break to the downside right now. Profitability pretty low, really weak strength, massive expanding bottoms here for the past couple of days. Our last 5 or 6 bars here have been in the first quartile. So really, really weak volume for Veracity. Not looking great for coins that don't have a lot of news pushing it. Upward channel forming here. So on the Elliott for the behavior, if we're looking for something to give us a guidance, our total price is giving us a pretty wide spread though between 378 and 372. As far as price points go on percentage on return, if you're looking for options, yeah, we could bounce back into this upward channel. You're playing on the edge here because we could fall out of it at any point. But we are at bottom at the stochastic right here. In the last 5 days, our deviations are giving us a pretty strong likelihood of breakout. I'd say we have, based on the math, a 38% chance of getting to the top of this channel, which is 39 within the next 2 days. But that's only a 38% chance. So, all right, Luna Classic. So Luna Classic was one of the few that I was wrong on. So, come on, man, right? But we saw this break out of the 90th percentile here, shooting us up into this top of the channel here. And what I said was that I don't think that we'd stay out of this channel for very long. We fall back into it, and Luna Classic's moving sideways away from this channel. So we could be likely forming a new initial balance here, and we'd likely fall back on top of this trend, and this will be the bottom of the channeling down here. Our deviations are growing from yesterday, getting a little bit more wide, and you do see some minimal volatility, but it is weighing a little bit on the buy side frequency. Profitability pretty weak though. If you're playing on the price percentage change, 32.3 being the highest opportunity here for the next at least few hours. For the next day or two, if we break out of this channel, which is highly unlikely, I think we only have a 26% chance to break out of this. Injective, more sideways, more expanding bottoms. I wouldn't say that it's a corrective behavior just yet. It's still impulsive market right now. So any little bit of price movement could really affect the change and trend. Really low volatility. Synthetics, tight range, shrinking. Just like as we mentioned yesterday, we're going to continue to build into this pressure. And I don't think that we're going to pop out of it unless we get a strong breakout. It looks like we're getting that right now on the 1 hour. 55% on a 54% profitability, still working that upward range here. Really low frequency on the sell side. However, volatility is working up right now for the synchronicity. Expanding bottoms though, and we see a little bit of a pattern here. Based on our intervals and based on the quartiles, I think you do have 44% chance of hitting the top side of this channel in the next day or two. So that would be $2.50 in the next day or two for synthetics if you can maintain this breakout. Serum, right at the top of this channel that we formed out yesterday. Much stronger breakout opportunity, welcoming a pivot here for price. Bottom out here a little bit, it has low speed right now. If we can break above this 7.7 line here a little stronger, and it looks like our short-term readout is giving that pretty strong chance for that to happen. Only less than 1% of the previous bars have higher volume than this current bar we're working out right now on the 1 hour. All of our 10 last bars have been mostly under the 3 quartile or less, 1/90th. So there's a good chance that we get a strong volume on this current bar. Extremely low volatility though. If you're looking for a price change, I don't think that you're going to probably break above this 777. We're likely to come back down based on the behavior too right now. But if it does happen the way this short-term breakout is giving us an opportunity for, you're likely to hit the top of the short-term trend channel here at 7.8, 7.9, and adding to the likelihood with the 3-4% working off this quartile range, you could possibly build into this pressure here, and it's giving us a nice opportunity to form a new thirds on a SPY fan here. But as I mentioned, I think it's still more likely that we fall back down into this pressure here and range between 7.6 and 7.7 for the next day. In short, I cut this out of the last show, but I think that with the traditional market looking like it's wanting to enter soon at some point within the next few months or so, yeah, really risky to insure crypto, right? But when things really start to happen in a traditional way, where we're taking on traditional buyers and retail buyers, more retail buyers than the current retail that's in here now, I think these are good idea to look at ahead of time, at least for price action, especially. DXY still staying above 110. We've been talking about what it means to be above 110 right now historically, so we're still keeping an eye on this, tracking it. All right. Let's jump into the news. So, Feds looking at Metaverse. All right, we mentioned the XRP SEC case where CDC identifies exactly what a known security is that it's a profit-seeking business where investors are to provide capital and shares of earnings and profits, where promoters of a project lead the enterprise. The substance of the investment contract, right, is most important to identifying the security. One of the easiest ways to identify what a security does on its scheme and its underlying asset is that it predicates itself off of the opportunity to make money, or it seeks to make money off of the promise that it will make you money, and that it makes money off of a product that it hasn't been released yet or is not ready. That sounds a lot like what most NFT projects do. Now the idea of the metaverse comes in where a product hasn't been delivered yet. Metaverses aren't fully fledged yet. A lot of the ICOs were based on a product that wasn't finished and the prospect of making money off of that unfinished product. The scheme is separate from the underlying asset. However, in this case, both the underlying asset and the scheme were both deemed securities by definition. Summary. All right, the second one, regenerative finance, ReFi. The basic premise or framework of a ReFi, you get yields based off of the infrastructure. The infrastructure being the NFT project, not the NFT itself. And the NFT staking or the like, you'll gain rewards, the token, which you can exchange for something, a product, not Solana or another valuable token. It has to be another asset. All right, that's it. Have fun, trade safe. See you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, and welcome to the universe. This is the moment should sit down, relax,